What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, I want you to do me one small favor. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop. Hit the notification bell. All right, let's get into this game. As I always do, I hit y'all with the stats. I'm not going to stay long. I'm just going to flash them through, and I'm going to break down how the New York Knicks can come out victorious in this game against I'm not going to say up and coming team, but I'm not going to call them a contender. But what I will say that the Houston Rockets in the mix. What I mean by that is I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, a lottery team. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think at the end of the season they will be sitting somewhere maybe fifth or sixth in the West. If y'all doubt me, let me know in the West. But I think this is going to be a good year for the Rockets. So I also think this is going to be a good test for the New York Knicks. All right, let's run them stats by y'all. Then I can get into you how the New York Knicks can come away with this victory. All right, let's go, y'all. As you see, the Knicks are third in the East. They might be second depending on the games last night. The Rockets are ninth in the West with a 3-3 record. This would be the Knicks' sixth game. This would be their seventh. You look at the injuries right now. Not too many key players for the Knicks are out. We're missing Mitchell Robinson. We knew that before the season begun. Kevin McCullough Jr. is still out with that knee. It's a game time decision. I really would like to see him on the floor, but I think we'll probably see him once the G League start, kick off. We'll get to see him more playing in games, and we'll get to see what his game is like. He's a real good defensive player coming out of Kansas. Kansas was doing real good until he got his injury. So I'm really excited, and what's the word? I'm I'm anxious to see this kid play. I'll be honest with you. I want to see what he got. We know Precious Achua. It was a small update, but really nothing hasn't changed with him. So he's still out, hamstring. These other two players, I don't think they're gonna really there. And for the Houston Rockets, I don't know their status, but their game time decisions also. But let's go to key players. They have Alpreem Sengun here, but I really think the player to watch for the Houston Rockets will be Jalen Green. So either Ananobi or Mikal Bridges is going to have their hand filled with them. I was going to say tonight, but tomorrow night. Let's move over to the stats, and then we can get into breaking down this game for the New York Knicks against the Houston Rockets. All right, the Knicks 11th in scoring, averaging 116 points a game compared to their 112. Field goal percentage, the Knicks are shooting 50% compared to their 40. When it comes to three-point shooting, the Knicks are shooting 41% as a team compared to their 33. Free throw percentage, the Knicks is tied in ninth at 79%. Rebounding, we grabbing 41 rebounds per game with 27th compared to their 47.2, which make them 7th. So the Knicks is going to definitely have to get on them boards. Like I said, we're going to talk about that right after these stats. Assists, 21st. My whole problem with this team, I really want to see more ball movement. We've seen that in the last two games. So I'm hoping that continue going throughout the season. And we probably move up in the assist department. But the Knicks have been more fluent without Julius Randle. I don't care what nobody say. The ball have been moving much more. Yeah, I was going to bring up a comment that one of my subscribers, actually, I don't know if you're a subscriber. So if you didn't subscribe, you should have subscribed, bro. He actually said that the Knicks, he thought that the Knicks could have used Randle at center. And before the season started, a lot of people talked about it. I talked about it. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know would that have worked for the New York Knicks, being the type of player Julius Randle is. He's a black hole. I ain't gonna say a black hole, but the ball stops with him. He bounces and dribble before he make his move. This offense is so much better without him. I'm just gonna put it like that. All right. Enough with the stats. Let's get into with this team and what the New York Knicks is gonna have to do to beat this team. As I said, the Knicks are currently 3-2. The Houston Rockets are 3-3. Both teams have shown flashes this season, this short season. So I mean short. early, just beginning. But I think the Knicks have an advantage, well, a slight advantage with the overall their performance and the consistency that they have shown so far. Like I said, the key players to this game, in my opinion, would be Jalen Brunson and Jalen Green. But it would be a combination of Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun, who the New York Knicks going to really have to concentrate their defense on. I know Jabari Smith Jr. can have an open night. Then you got Eason. Eason might be a problem for the Knicks. And then we got that cheating. I don't care what nobody say. He's just as dirty as what's dude name in Golden State Green, Draymond Green, and that's Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks, in my opinion, is a very dirty player. But I think the Knicks have, the the I think the Knicks have what it takes to beat the Houston Rockets. I know I just gave Houston Rockets, I praised them, I said how good I think they're going to be. But I think the Knicks have the personnel to beat them. Although, as I said, their defensive strength is that they're a top five defense, so they're probably really gonna have the Knicks working on the offensive end to get points. So this is when they're gonna really have to move the ball to get the points in. They can't just go to that isolation. Because I think if the Knicks play ISO ball, that it'll give the Houston Rockets defense a chance to clamp down and really put a significant stop to the offense. So the Knicks is going to have to really move this ball if they want to be successful against the Houston Rockets in this game. That's just my opinion. Y'all got to tell me what y'all think. Um, let's talk about some other factors in this game that I think that might play a part, might give Houston Rockets a slight advantage because it's home court advantage. They will be playing in the Toyota Center. The crowd will be there for strong support for the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets haven't performed well at home. As I said, they're 3-3, and two of them losses came at home. And so far, the Knicks are playing well on the road. They have two road games victories, so that might play a big part a big favor for the New York Knicks, being that they're playing well on road. This will be their third road game. As I said, they coming off a 2-game win streak, which is on the road. We beat Miami, and then we beat Detroit. As I said in my other video, I don't want nobody to take anything away from that victory because we blew Detroit out. But that was a real good victory, and I think that was like a awakening for the New York Knicks offense. Seeing what they're capable of. And if the Knicks can get a couple of what I say, I ain't gonna say soft. I'm gonna say like teams below 500. I know it's kind of hard to say because the season just started, but we can play teams that not that good right now to really home in on our offense. It would do us real good. Cause I think that's why the Cavs got off to such a good start. If you look at their schedule and the teams that they played, they wasn't really good teams, and it gave them a chance to really work on the offense on against teams that really just wasn't good. So they got a chance to really, really strengthen their offense, find their chemistry, and just become a better team. The Cleveland Cavaliers I'm talking about right now. And I think if the Knicks can come out of this 4-game road trip, in my opinion, I think they might just be victorious. You know what I'm saying? Come home 4-0. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But so far we're 2-0 on this road trip, and we're going up against, like I said, I don't want to call this team. I'm not a contender, but they're damn sure not a lottery team. They're a dangerous team. They have the pieces to beat anybody, any team in this league, if you ask me. So the Knicks gonna have to come out fast, so like they did against Detroit, get a real quick start, get the Rockets on their heels, pressure the defense, have them, taking bad efficient shots, they just gotta work on this. This gotta put work in, what I'm saying, the defense. Because if you look at the advantages for each player, when we talk about their starters, Brunson gonna be going up against Van Vliet. Now, Van Vliet is a very good defensive player. I'm not going to lie to you, but he's a small guy. He's built, but he's a small guy. Him and Brunson. Because you ask me, Brunson lost a little weight. And, they used to remind me of one another, but he don't have the length nor the athleticism to really stop Brunson's game. That's just my opinion. Tell me what y'all think in the comments about that. Do y'all think Fred Van Vliet can really match up well against Julius? I'm just about to say Julius Randle against Jalen Brunson. And I know Van Vliet is a very good defensive player, but I don't think he can hold Jalen Brunson. That's just my opinion. Now, another advantage I think the New York Knicks have when it comes to Carl Anthony Towns and Al, I'm just gonna say Sengun. I ain't gonna call his first name. I'm butchering it. You know, Towns is averaging 21 points, 11 rebounds, and surprisingly, he has been a force in the paint for the New York Knicks. A lot of people thought the rebounds was going to suffer with Mitchell Robinson out, but Towns and Hart have been doing their job in that department. But Sangoon is also dangerous in the paint. You know what I'm saying? His footwork he has some real good footwork for a big man. I think he's like 6'10". He's not a 7-footer, so Towns gonna have at least 2 inches on him. But he's a real solid, he's a big dude, you know what I'm saying? I think he probably weigh more than Towns. It's gonna be a struggle for Towns down there against Al Preem Sangoon. I'm not gonna say he's a real defensive present, but he's not a slouch down there. He can hold his own. But I still give the advantage to Towns. So that's another area where the New York Knicks have the advantage when you match center against center. Now I want to give the advantage to the Knicks, and then when you look at it, you kind of give advantage to the Houston Rockets, but it's going to be the matchup against Anunoby and Dylan Brooks. Like I said earlier, Dylan Brooks is a dirty player, but he is a good defensive player, and he can shoot the three ball. So it's going to be like a mirror of one another playing with Anunoby going against Dylan Brooks. Other than Anunoby's not as dirty, but they basically do the same thing defensively and offensively. They can hit a basket their team need it, or when the other team least expect it. They can come up with big and defensive plays. So I can't give either team the advantage in the small forward department. I think they're even right there. So that's gonna be a real good matchup if Anunoby is on Dylan Brooks, because Tom, his defense, the trapping, the icing, everything with Tom run. And we never know how he's gonna start. If he might just put Mikal Bridges on Dylan Brooks, but I don't know. I think it will be Anunoby against Dylan Brooks. They're both physical players. You know what I'm saying? Especially on offense and defense. So that make more sense. But it's kind of hard for me to give either team the advantage right there. So I'm just gonna say the Knicks and the Houston Rockets is dead even when it comes to small forwards. Now, it looked like we've been playing, you know what I'm saying? We know Josh Hart is our power forward, but in certain instances, it looked like Mikal Bridges is our power forward. And with that being said, he should, and I know the Knicks do not play man-to-man defense, but we do see matchups, and he should be going up against Jabari Smith. And what worries me about this matchup is that Jabari is long, lengthy, and he's athletic. You know what I'm saying? He is not scoring over 20 points. He's somewhere in the teens, his averages. But will this be a problem on defense for Mikal Bridges? Because Mikal Bridges, we know he's a solid defensive player. The outside shooting has picked up. It's better than what it was in the preseason. He's averaging somewhere around 13 points, and he has the ability to stretch the floor. So this is another case where who do I give the advantage to? The Houston Rockets or the New York Knicks in this department right here? And I'm going to go with Mikal Bridges because Mikal Bridges is a better defender than Jabari Smith. They're both, to me, the same offensive player. They can show up when you don't expect them, and then they can disappear when you need them. So they're basically the same player, in my opinion, when it comes to the offense. But when it comes to defense, I think Mikal Bridges have the advantages over Jabari Smith Jr. So that gives the New York Knicks the advantage in that department. All right. Now, Josh Hart, this is going to be the part that's going to, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, Jalen Green is a shooting guard, and Josh Hart, technically, he's a small forward or a shooting guard, but we play him as a power forward. Is he going to be matched up against Jalen Green? And Jalen Green is the leading scorer on the team. He's averaging 24 points. But Josh Hart, as a two-way player, is a strong defensive player, a good rebounder, and a sneaky good offensive player. He's averaging 14 points right now, grabbing 10 rebounds. So I'm gonna give the advantage. See, this is why I'm gonna be honest with you. In my opinion, because of Jalen Green offensive capabilities, he's going to be a threat for the New York Knicks all night. But Josh Hart is that guy that can do a little bit of everything. So he's going to be instrumental to whatever the Knicks are going to do, but he's going to be a threat to the Houston Rockets because he's going to be affecting them in every area of the game. Offense, defense, steals, rebounds. He's going to be effective in every area of the game. And they're going to have to come up with a game plan to try to stop him or keep him off the boards. And doing so is going to leave Towns, because Towns averaging 11 rebounds a game, is going to open it up for him. But this is going to be a test for the New York Knicks. Trust me, because this team, like I said, is not a lottery team, but it's a team that's dangerous. That's the only way I can really sum it up, that this is a real dangerous team. So the Knicks is definitely going to have their hand filled with this team, but I think they should come out victorious. In my opinion, I gave you all the advantages, but the big advantage I think the Houston Rockets will have is that they're home. And as I said in my last video, we have been seeing Knicks jerseys all over the place. I'm wondering if the Knicks faithful going to come out and represent in the Toyota Center. But if you ask me, I think the New York Knicks is going to walk away victorious. And when it comes to the battle of Jalens, I think Jalen Brunson is going to do just enough to lift his team up and pass the Houston Rockets. That's just my opinion. Tell me what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit that like button, especially if you're still here. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.